Welcome to Mars. The red planet has intrigued us for centuries, sparking dreams of exploration and new frontiers. But as we stand on the brink of human missions to Mars, it's time to confront a sobering reality. Living here would be no mere adventure. It would be a fight for survival, every day, against challenges we've barely begun to grasp. Today, let's explore the terrifying truth of life on Mars and what would await the first human settlers. Mars looks like a desert in some respects, but there's one critical difference: its atmosphere. Here, the air is 95% carbon dioxide, with barely any oxygen. Even if you stepped outside with a simple mask, it wouldn't be enough. You'd suffocate in seconds without a full spacesuit, and the atmosphere is so thin, it's practically like being in a vacuum. What's more, atmospheric pressure here is only about 1% of Earth's. At this pressure, exposed liquids start to boil at body temperature. In other words, without a pressurized suit, our bodily fluids could literally vaporize. Mars' thin atmosphere is not just unbreathable, it's outright hostile to our biology. On Mars, Earth's protection is absent. Mars lacks a magnetic field, and its thin atmosphere provides almost no shielding from cosmic rays and solar radiation. For any future Martian residents, this means a constant threat from high levels of radiation. Imagine that each second spent on Mars increases your chances of cancer, damaging your cells, and even affecting cognitive functions over time. Every minute outside would feel like living in a radioactive zone, with no easy way to escape. Colonists would need thick-walled shelters, most likely buried under meters of Martian soil to block out these rays. But still, it's unclear if even this would be enough for a long-term stay. It's not just radiation. Mars has another invisible danger: dust. Martian dust isn't like the sand or soil we find on Earth. The particles are ultrafine, toxic, and incredibly abrasive. Worse, they're often electrostatically charged, so they cling to surfaces, especially the fabric and joints of spacesuits. Inhaled, this dust would be devastating for human lungs. But dust doesn't only pose health risks. It interferes with solar panels, can clog machinery, and seeps into habitats, threatening life support systems. And when the infamous Martian dust storms hit, winds can reach speeds up to 60 miles per hour, whipping dust into a frenzy, sometimes blanketing the planet for weeks. If you're imagining giant sandstorms, know this: they're worse. They're storms of fine, razor-sharp dust that might be impossible to escape or predict. Mars is cold. Bone-chillingly cold. The average temperature here is about minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the winter, it can plummet to minus 195 degrees Fahrenheit at the poles. These temperatures are hostile to humans and nearly any form of Earth life. Mars' weak atmosphere also means that the temperature changes rapidly. Daytime temperatures can rise to a tolerable level, maybe just below freezing. But when the sun sets, temperatures drop drastically, swinging dozens of degrees in minutes. Inadequate insulation in habitats or suits would be deadly. The constant freeze-thaw cycle would also wear down equipment, cracking materials, causing malfunctions, and shortening the lifespan of our tools. Water, something we take for granted on Earth, is practically non-existent here. Mars does have ice at its poles and perhaps trace amounts locked beneath the soil, but accessing it is a different story. Harvesting water would be an arduous process, requiring intensive energy just to melt ice or extract water molecules from the soil. Even if we managed to collect water, it would have to be tightly rationed. Every drop would be recycled. Showers, laundry, even drinking would become a strategic decision. Living on Mars would mean developing a new relationship with water, one of extreme scarcity and constant vigilance. Now imagine living in this confined space for years, maybe for the rest of your life. Human settlements on Mars would likely consist of small, enclosed habitats that would feel like prison cells over time. There's no way to step outside for a walk, no fresh air, no contact with new people or environments. Colonists would be isolated from Earth and might only get to talk to loved ones after long delays. Psychologists predict that this isolation and confinement would lead to immense stress, possibly even to psychosis. Anxiety, depression, and loneliness would become part of the Martian experience. Even with advanced technology, no one can simulate the comfort of a natural Earth environment. Imagine knowing that if you get sick, medical help is months away. You'd have to be your own doctor, dealing with any emergencies alone or with minimal assistance. If something goes wrong on Earth, a shortage, a mechanical failure, or a loss of power, we have backup. On Mars, there's no safety net. The settlers would be entirely reliant on the supplies and resources they bring with them. Any unforeseen problem could spell disaster. Imagine you run out of food, fuel, or spare parts. There's no Mars depot to replenish supplies. You'd have to hope that any crop you tried to grow in a harsh environment could survive the low gravity, weak sunlight, and alien soil. And if you run out of air, that's a grim prospect. If a piece of machinery critical to life support fails, fixing it would be the only option. On Mars, there are no second chances. Mars' gravity is about 38% of Earth's. Initially, that might sound like fun, but our bodies are evolved to live in Earth's gravitational pull. In Mars' weaker gravity, our muscles and bones would weaken over time, and the low-gravity environment would pose long-term health risks. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station experience similar effects, even with exercise. They lose bone density and muscle mass. On Mars, these effects would be even more pronounced. Weak bones, cardiovascular strain, and muscle atrophy would be inevitable. Even with regular exercise, Martian residents would suffer, as the low gravity would permanently alter their physiology. So, the reality of living on Mars is terrifying. This planet, though captivating from afar, offers almost nothing in the way of comfort or security for human life. There's beauty here, a stark alien beauty, but it's paired with a hostility that would make life on Mars a daily struggle for survival. So, when we dream of exploring the Red Planet, we need to remember that survival will be our greatest challenge. Mars could one day be a home to us, but it would be like no home we've ever known. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the terrifying reality of life on Mars. As exciting as it is to dream about exploring new worlds, it's essential to understand the real challenges waiting out there. From the deadly atmosphere and brutal temperatures to the psychological strain and life-threatening dust, Mars is far from the ideal place to call home. But with enough determination and innovation, perhaps we can overcome these obstacles and reach a new frontier for humanity. If you found this exploration into Mars's true dangers as fascinating as I did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the wonders and risks of space exploration. Join our community of space enthusiasts as we uncover the mysteries and truths about our universe, one video at a time. And as always, keep dreaming big, because one day, those dreams might just take us to the stars. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.